Hello, I'm Kevin Zettel, and today I'm here to talk to you about how to maximize the value of your security ecosystem with Infoblox. First, I'll give you a brief overview of Infoblox's ecosystem and how it works. Then, I'll talk to you and show you an example of an integration scenario that you could be faced with provisioning and deprovisioning a web server. Finally, I'll close it out with a brief summary of the benefits of Infoblox's ecosystem and the value I just showed. First, a brief overview of what Infoblox Ecosystem is and how it works. When events occur, such as obtaining a new lease or creating a new host, or malicious sites being accessed, Infoblox triggers events on its appliances to send information about what just happened to third-party vendors and partners such as Palo Alto, Fortinet, Tenable, and many more. These security partners can then use this information to quarantine endpoints, block connections, run scans, and much more. Now let's walk through provisioning a new web server. So when you deploy a new web server, the connection from the clients to the web server is blocked, and the connection to the web server to the internet is also blocked, usually by a firewall, as this is the default for most secure environments. This means that you'll need to go through several manual steps to get the connection, and on top of that, you'll need to check for vulnerabilities that could be present. But with Infoblox's ecosystem outbound notifications, all you need to do is to deploy the new web server and create a DNS record on the DNS server. When this is done, Infoblox Ecosystem is triggered, which will automatically trigger Tenable and Rapid7 in this case to start scanning the web server to check for any vulnerabilities, and will tell Palo Alto, in this case for a firewall, to give access to the newly provisioned web server. Now let's walk through this. Here on the left, I'm on the client to see if I can access the web server, and on the right, I have the lab environment for the demo use case. First, I'll start by pinging the web server. And here, you can see I can't access the web server through the browser. Now going to Infoblox, I can create a DNS record for the web server and call it web server 1. Remember this, as it will come up as we look at the scans. Then automatically, Infoblox Appliance applies the firewall policy to the asset on Palo Alto Firewall and starts the scan on Rapid7 and Tenable. When we transition over to Palo Alto and hit refresh, we can see that the IP of the web server has been added automatically, and as such, we should now have access to the web server, as you will start to see from the ping on the left. Now normally, you would want to commit the changes after reviewing it for Palo Alto. However, for this demo to save time, we configured Infoblox to auto-commit any changes to Palo Alto. Now here on Tenable, we can see that the scan has started for web server 1. And on Rapid7, we can see that the scan has started, which is scanning our web server for more vulnerabilities. And once done, you'll be able to take a deeper look into the issues and how to fix the vulnerabilities. When transitioning over to the client, we can see that not only are we able to ping the web server, but now we have access through the web browser. Now let's take a quick look at how deprovisioning a web server becomes easier with Infoblox's ecosystem. In this use case, all you will need to do is to remove the DNS record on the DNS server that we just created. As a result, the Infoblox's ecosystem outbound notifications will be triggered to remove the web server from Palo Alto's next-gen firewall. And as a result, the client will no longer be able to ping the web server, and the web server will not have access to the internet. Now let's see that in action. While the client is still pinging on the left, we will go to the Infoblox appliance and remove the DNS record that we just created. When heading over to Palo Alto's next-gen firewall and hitting refresh, we will see that the web server IP was removed. Then, looking at the left, we'll see after a minute that the pinging will stop. When we try to hit refresh on the web server page on the browser, we won't be able to refresh it. Now let's walk through what we just did and the benefits it gives you. First, we deployed a new web server and created a DNS record on the DNS server. As a result, the firewall was automatically provisioned to give the client access to the web server and allow the web server access to the internet. Then, automatically, vulnerability scanners started to run and we saw the vulnerabilities associated with the web server. When deprovisioning the web server, we simply remove the DNS record and as a result, the firewall immediately started to block all access to the web server. The benefits of this include less work for you with automation, better control of your firewall, and ensured compliance to all assets managed on your Infoblox appliance. So this all around maximizes your security investment, increases the visibility for your security operations, and automates incident responses. Well, thank you for your time. If you have any other questions or concerns, you can find me or any of the other experts here at Infoblox on the Infoblox community website. Thank you for your time and have a great rest of your day.